When people overly display some trait, such as confidence or hypermasculinity, they are most often concealing the contrary reality. If people with natural gifts also possess a good work ethic and have some luck in life, envy will follow them wherever they go. People with consummate acting skills can better navigate our complex social environments and get ahead. Since your success depends on the people you work with and for, make their character the primary object of your attention. You will spare yourself the misery of discovering their character when it is too late. In knowing yourself, you accept your limits. You are simply one person among many in the world, and not naturally superior to anyone. Nobody likes to believe that they are operating under some kind of compulsion beyond their control. It is too disturbing a thought. But it will be wise to practice instead the opposite, what the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche called mit Freude. The quality of attachment that we had in our earliest years will create deep tendencies within us, in particular the way we use relationships to handle or modulate our stress. As Abraham Lincoln said, "I don't like that man. I must get to know him better." It is estimated that over 65% of all human communication is non-verbal, but that people pick up and internalize only about 5% of this information. So we often think that power has changed people, when in fact it simply reveals more of who they are. What if we could find out what causes us to lie about who we are, or to inadvertently push people away? Once you understand you are dealing with someone of the other variety than yourself, you must reassess their character and not foist your own preferences on them. We imagine we are acting of our own free will, unaware of how deeply our susceptibility to the emotions of others in the group is affecting what we do and how we respond. People full of real strength are as rare as gold, and if you find them, you should respond as if you had discovered a treasure. Our continual connection to social media makes us prone to new forms of viral emotional effects. These are not media designed for calm reflection. Instead of focusing on what you want and covet in the world, you must train yourself to focus on others, on their repressed desires and unmet fantasies. Be extra careful in the work environment with those who like to maintain their position through charm and being political rather than by getting things done. If they come from another culture, it is all the more important to understand this culture from within their experience. Avoid deep contact with those whose time frame is narrow, who are in continual react mode, and strive to associate with those with an expanded awareness of time. Keep in mind that there are generally more extroverts than introverts in the world. It is always better to praise people for their effort, not their talent. People often won't do what others ask them to do, because they simply want to assert their will. When it comes to the ideas and opinions you hold, see them as toys or building blocks that you are playing with. Some you will keep, others you will knock down, but your spirit remains flexible and playful. How to view the world. See yourself as an explorer with the gift of consciousness. You stand before a vast and unknown universe that we humans have just begun to investigate. Although adversity and pain are generally beyond your control, you have the power to determine your response and the fate that comes from that. In order for enviers to feel entitled to take harmful action, they must create a narrative. Everything the other person does reveals some negative truth. They do not deserve their superior positions. Gratitude is the best antidote to envy. On the internet, it is easy to find studies that support both sides of an argument. In general, you should never accept the validity of people's ideas because they have supplied. Weakness comes from the inability to ask questions and to learn. Lower your self-opinion. You're not as great or skilled as you imagine. This will spur you to actually improve yourself. If necessary, manufacture reasonably tight deadlines to intensify your sense of purpose. Always break tasks into smaller bites. Each day or week you must have micro goals. This will help you focus and avoid entanglements or detours that will waste your energy. We are all self-absorbed, locked in our own worlds. It is a therapeutic and liberating experience to be drawn outside ourselves and into the world of another. Today, in our modern, sophisticated world, you will notice this very ancient dynamic continually at play. Any group will reflexively focus on some hated enemy, real or imagined, to help bring the tribe together. You have a responsibility to contribute to the culture and times you live in. We see people not as they are, but as they appear to us, and these appearances are usually misleading. Human aggression stems from an underlying insecurity, as opposed to simply an impulse to hurt or take from others. In general, be wary about people's promises and never completely rely on them. With those who fail to deliver, it is more likely a pattern, and it is best to have nothing more to do with them. The more clearly you see what you want, the likelier you are to realize it. Your ambitions may involve challenges, but they should not be so far above your capacity that you only set yourself up for failure. This is so important to the human animal. People will do almost anything to get attention, including committing a crime or attempting suicide. Look behind almost any action, and you will see this need as primary motivation. We think we are judging the younger generation in an objective manner, but we are merely succumbing to an illusion of perspective. It is also true that we are probably experiencing some hidden envy of their youth and mourning the loss of our own. Think of yourself as the enemy of the status quo, whose proponents must view you in turn as dangerous. See this task as absolutely necessary for the revitalization of the human spirit and the culture at large, and master it. Let the awareness of the shortness of life clarify our daily actions. We have goals to reach, projects to get done, relationships to improve. This could be our last such project, our last battle on earth, given the uncertainties of life, and we must commit completely to what we do.